Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in this video, we are going to learn how to create Apollo.io CRM contact on Google Forms submission. So let's suppose I'm running a fitness studio and I'm collecting all the inquiries and the new registrations with the help of Google Forms. Now I want that whenever a form submission happens, this should be automatically created as a contact in my Apollo.io CRM. I completely want to automate this process, and to do this automation, I am going to use Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software which requires no coding or programming skills. Here I just need to build connection between Google Forms and Apollo.io. Pabbly Connect runs on two principles, which is trigger and action. Here, as my trigger application, I am going to take Google Forms from where I will receive new form submission, and this complete workflow here will get triggered. And then in my action application, I am going to take Apollo.io, where this contact will be created automatically as soon as the new form submission will happen. If you want to learn this amazing automation step by step, then let me take you all to my screen. In this video, we are going to learn how to create Apollo.io contact on Google Forms submission. For this, we are going to create automation between Google Forms and Apollo.io with the help of Pabbly Connect. So this is the landing page of Pabbly, and you can visit this simply by typing pabbly.com/connect in your browser. Now after browsing the website, we need to sign in to a Pabbly account. On the top right corner, you can see two options: sign in and sign up for free. If you are an existing user, click on the sign in, but if you are a new user, click on the sign up for free, and this will give you 100 tasks free on monthly basis. As I am an existing user, I'll click on the sign in, and here a dashboard has appeared showing me all the Pabbly applications. Here I have to click on this Pabbly Connect Access Now. And it has taken me to this dashboard where I will be able to find all my workflows over here and all the folders that I have created over here. If you want to create a new folder, you just need to click on this plus icon, and from here you can create a new folder. For now, I want to create a new workflow, for which I need to click on this create workflow, and first I need to provide the workflow name and then select the folder in which I want to save that workflow. So first, let's name this workflow as create Apollo.io CRM contact on Google Forms submission, and now I need to select my folder. So these are the folders that have been created, and I want to select this forms automation and then click on create. Now as soon as I click on create, two boxes have appeared in front of me. One is trigger, other is action. So trigger says when this happens and action says do this. So trigger is basically an event which starts the automation of a workflow. There can be only one trigger in a workflow, but as many as action applications as you want. Here in this workflow, I want to create Apollo.io contact on Google Forms submission, which means whenever a Google Form submission will be made, a contact will be automatically created in my Apollo.io CRM, which means whenever a Google Form submission will be made, this complete workflow here will get triggered, because trigger says when this happens. So whenever Google Form submission happens and action says do this, then create contact in my Apollo.io CRM. So here in my trigger application, I am going to take Google Forms, and then in my trigger event, I am going to take this new response received. Now I need to make connection between Pabbly Connect and Google Forms, for which a webhook URL is provided to me, and this URL is going to act as a bridge to connect my Google Forms with Pabbly Connect. So reading this help test given below, over here I will make this connection, and to make this connection, let me open my Google Forms. So this is my Google form by the name Jim222, and I have all these fields: first name, last name, email, phone, how did you hear about us, then the membership type, then the company, address, and the goal. And now to make this connection, I have to scroll down and then make sure that I turn on this required button of the last field on, and then I will scroll and then I'll click on this responses. Over here I can see this view in sheets, and I'll click on this. So here this sheet has opened in front of me, and over here we can see the name of the sheet is Jim222 and the name of my form was also the same. Then over here I can see all the fields that I had in my form in my Google Forms. First name, last name, email, phone, how did you hear about us, membership type, company, address, goal. Now I have all the fields that I had in my Google Forms. This shows that my Google Forms and my Google Sheets are connected, and whenever someone will fill the form in my Google Form, I will start receiving the response in my Google Sheet also, except this timestamp field which will record the date and timing of the response when it was received. So now to make this connection, I have to click on this extensions, and then I have to go to this add-ons, and then I have to go to this get add-ons. So after this, Google Workspace Marketplace will appear in front of us, where we need to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks. And it is showing installed because I have already installed this in my Google Sheets. But if you are doing this for the first time, you have to make sure that you refresh your Google Sheets after installing. Now after installing this Pabbly Connect webhooks, over here I will be able to find my Pabbly Connect webhooks. Then I will click on this initial setup. Then this box will appear in front of me, where I am provided to enter the webhook URL, and then I have to enter the trigger column. So over here this is the same webhook URL which I am provided in my Pabbly Connect workflow. So I'll go back to Pabbly Connect, and from over here copy this webhook URL and then paste that over here in this field, and then I have to enter the trigger column. So it's written the trigger column will be a final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. So over here in this spreadsheet, my final data entry column is column J, and whenever a data will be added in this column, the complete row data will be sent to the webhook URL or the Pabbly Connect. So my trigger column is the last column or the final column of this spreadsheet. So J is the final data entry column, and then I am going to click on this submit. So setup configured successfully. Now I have to perform one more important step. I have to go to this extensions, then again go to Pabbly Connect webhooks, and then I have to click on the send on event. So this step will make sure whatever data we add in future, it is sent to Pabbly Connect. Now let's go back to Pabbly Connect, and over here we can see waiting for the webhook response, and under this it is written now log into the application where you have added the webhook URL and do test submission so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response. This means so as to get the webhook response over here, I need to do a test submission, for which I need to fill a form. For that I am going to click on this Google Forms, and this is my form and I need to open this. For that I am going to click on the send. And over here I am provided the link to this form, so I am going to copy this link and paste that link in a new tab. So here Jim222 has opened in front of me, and now I am going to submit all the details. So I am going to fill some dummy details in all these fields. So let's say my first name is latest, then my last name is user, then my email address is latest67@pabblytudes.com, then my phone number is, then how did you hear about us is website, and then the membership type is monthly. Then let's say the company name is Pabbly, and then the address is, let's say, Old Street, and then the goal is, let's say, weight loss. Now I'm going to click on submit, and as soon as I've submitted my response, this detail should be added and captured in my Pabbly Connect and also added in my Google Sheets. So let's open my Google Sheets first, and over here I can see I've instantly added the details. The first name was latest, last name was user, email address was latest67@pabblytudes.com. Then the phone number was this, then how did you hear was website, monthly membership, then company name Pabbly, and the address was Old Street, goal is weight loss. Now let's open my Pabbly Connect, and over here I can see I have received the response. The trigger column was column J. Then I have also received all the other details. The first name was latest, last name was user, email address was latest67, then the company name was Pabbly, and I have also received the other details including the membership type, phone number, and the goal. I have received all the details that I have in my form, and I have captured this in my Pabbly Connect, and this shows that the connection that we have created with the help of this webhook URL between Google Forms and Pabbly Connect is successful. And now whenever someone fill the form, I will start receiving the response in my Pabbly Connect in this workflow. So now moving on to the next step. Whenever I receive Google Form submission, I want to create contact in my apollo.io. So here in my action application, I am going to take Apollo, and then in my action event, as I want to create contact, I'll take as create contact. Now I'm going to click on this connect, and if you have an existing connection, you can go with save. If you don't have one, click on this add new connection, and here to make this connection, I have to enter the API key, and reading this help desk, I am going to click on this hyperlink given over here. And on the left hand side I can see this API keys, so I will open this, and then over here I can see this create new key, so I will open this, and let's name this key as testing 7, and then the description as integration, and then as I want to create contact, here I will take this as contacts create, and then click on this create API key. So over here I have successfully created this API key, and now I am going to copy this, and then I simply have to paste that over here, and then click on this save. Now apollo.io is connected with Pabbly Connect, and I have to enter all these details so as to create the contact. Now the first one is first name. So to enter this, I'm not going to enter manually. Instead, I'm going to use a method called mapping, which means I'm going to enter data from my previous response. So as soon as I click on this first name field, I can see that I have received the response from Google Forms, and then when I click on this Google Forms, I will be able to find all the responses that I have received from there. So here the first name was latest, and then I will follow the same process and enter my last name as user. Then the organization name was Pabbly, and then the email address was latest67@pabblytudes.com. I want to enter the title as the goal of this contact. So here the goal was weight loss. So here I entered the title as weight loss, and then in the contact stage I am going to leave this blank. Then in the website URL I am going to leave this blank because these fields are not required one, and I have not received the response for these. And then in the address I have received the response as Old Street. Now over here mapping is important, so that every time you receive a new response, it is taken into consideration in these fields. Manually entering the data will make these fields static, and the information will not change even if you have received the new response. Over here, if I manually enter in data, this field will become static, and every time I receive a new response, the result will not change. So as to keep these fields dynamic, we use this process mapping instead of manually entering the details. Now after entering all these details, I simply have to scroll down and click on the save and send test request. And here I can see I have successfully received the positive response with the contact ID. Now I need to open my Apollo account. So this is the app dashboard of Apollo, and over here I can see the people option. I will open this, and here I can see I have created this contact by the name latest user. The email address was latest67@pabblytudes.com. And here the date and timing is also been recorded. Here I can see the title is weight loss, and then the email address is also shown. Now so as to check whether this automation is working perfectly fine or not, let's open my Google Forms and fill some other form with some other details. So let's say this time my name is new, my last name is user, my email address is new7@pabblytudes.com, then my phone number is this one. Then how did you hear is friends, and then quarterly subscription, then the company name is, let's say, Magnet Brains, and then the address is, let's say, New Street, and the goal is weight gain. Now I'm going to click on this submit, and as soon as I've submitted this form, a contact should be created in my apollo.io. So let's open my Apollo account, and over here let's refresh this page once. And here I can see I have successfully created this new user as contact. The title this time was weight gain, and then I have also received the email address, which was new7@pabblytudes.com. Now to summarize, we do Google Forms as a trigger application where we made connection with Pabbly Connect with the help of this webhook URL. We submitted a form and received a response in Pabbly Connect, after which we moved to the next step where we wanted to create contact in Apollo. Then we took action event as create contact, entered all these details with the help of mapping, simply clicked on the save and send test request, and received the response as this contact being created in my apollo.io. So we have successfully created automation between Google Forms and Apollo.io with the help of Pabbly Connect. I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching.
Not only these applications, but you can integrate many more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now if you have any doubt, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any query, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com, and if you have any pricing related issue, you can visit the website given over here. Also, if you find our videos helpful, do share it with your friends and like and subscribe to our channel.